Natalie Barden.
And I'm David Schulman. There's controversy on the SUNY Oswego campus tonight as students prepare for conservative speaker Charisse Trump, who has no relation to the former president, to visit the campus next week.
While some students are looking forward to the visit, others are preparing to protest. Our Scott Brubaker has been following the story all week and has the latest.
This is where Charisse Trump is set to speak next week to SUNY Oswego students. The event is being hosted by the college Republicans. Some students, however, are against Charisse Trump coming to speak on campus, saying that her views do not align with what SUNY Oswego stands for. Charisse Trump's visit to campus is just days away, and many students are calling on the college Republicans and the campus to do something about it.
This isn't just about her coming to speak. It's about the campus administration and the campus itself priding itself on diversity, equity, and inclusion practices, but allowing things to happen that are the exact opposite of what we promote.
However, there is nothing the campus can do to stop Charisse Trump from coming due to SUNY Oswego being a public institution. Students who are upset cite Charisse's views on Title IX issues, LGBTQ+ rights, and diversity, equity, and inclusion practices. We reached out to the college Republicans for an interview, but they were not available at this time. They did, however, provide us with this statement, quote, "The concerns people have voiced are from an article Charisse had written. The information was misunderstood and misconstrued. She will be coming here to talk about free speech, especially its place at an institution like ours." The statement goes on to say the event should be, quote, "a start to fostering an environment with positive political discourse, and we hope this continues as time goes on." Student leaders did meet Wednesday night to discuss Charisse Trump's visit. The college Republicans said they felt both sides of the issue were heard during the meeting, and they hope they can start to build a bridge between other organizations. Some students, however, still feel they need their voices to be heard.
It is her First Amendment right, and it is the club that's hosting the event. It's their First Amendment right to have this person here to speak and uplift the message that they want to send. However, it's also the students' First Amendment right to protest her being here in whatever way we choose, as long as it is peaceful and doesn't cross any boundaries of school policy, code of conduct, or legal boundaries.
Despite having talks with some other student organizations on campus, this event is still set to go on as planned. This Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here in MCC 132. Scott Brubaker, Oswego Now.
Thank you, Scott. We're watching a line of severe storms that are starting to fire up over the Midwest. It won't be long before they make their way here. Meteorologist Evan Bedron joins us with the latest. Evan?
Yes, severe weather will be impacting New York for the first time this year. The current storm system is producing powerful thunderstorms as well as tornadoes. This system will arrive in New York overnight and stick around throughout said area, bringing powerful winds, power outages, and possibly a tornado. I'll have more for you coming up in my full forecast, but first, back to Natalie and David.
SUNY Oswego is actively looking for a new president. Currently, the presidential position is held by Officer in Charge Dr. Mary C. Toll. She is among 5 candidates who are presenting their plans to faculty, staff, and students during the open forums happening on campus. Students are allowed to ask questions to the candidates and are encouraged to complete a short evaluation survey. Our Rocio Tranquillos explains how the presidential search works and has more about one of this week's candidates.
So let's take a look at the process. Firstly, the College Council forms a search committee including campus representatives. Then an external search firm matches qualified profiles that become semi-finalists, and they are interviewed individually by the Chancellor's office. And now 5 candidates have been selected and are interviewed by the campus community. These 5 candidates are Dr. Mary C. Toll, Dr. Karen Ruland, Dr. Bruno G. Hicks, Dr. David P. Jones, and candidate number 5 who has not been released yet. After this is finished, what is going to happen? The College Council meets to review and approve recommendation of 3 finalists to the Chancellor, and the Chancellor will recommend the final candidate for the subcommittee of the SUNY Board of Trustees to interview. Dr. David P. Jones is a former student of SUNY Oswego and current Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management at Minnesota State University in Mankato.
You know, one of the things that I give this SUNY Oswego so much credit for is the preparation I had during my time here. It enabled me to go work at some incredible places over time. I now find myself at a point in my career where I'd love to give back, come to this place and apply all the lessons I learned at incredible other universities at the place where I started my own journey.
Dr. David P. Jones, in his open forum, expressed he is strongly focused in helping the community, providing more opportunities and success to students. Regarding diversity, he talked about making everybody feel welcome on and off campus. Regarding Title IX and protection, he said he would like to create a team that provides support to students, as well as implementing efforts he has used in the past that are such as creating campaigns that will educate students on abuse and violence.
Moreover, he talked about the challenge of bringing new students to campus. At the end, he remarked the value of getting higher education. Rosia Trasancos reporting, Oswego Now.
And here's what students had to say about the upcoming event.
We also like to have a say in everything and kind of voice our opinions because the decisions that the next president will be making will not only affect the faculty on campus, but also the students as well.
But I think that it's really important that they address student issues as well as issues in education and general issues that are present in the world overall.
As we wait for the next president to be selected, students we spoke to tell us they are interested in making their voices heard about their concerns on campus and hearing responses from the candidates.
If you are a college student or a parent with a college student, you probably know it's summer internship season. SUNY Oswego's Internship Office Programming and Events intern Aiden Owen says that there are different ways to get connected and find an internship that's right for students.
Websites like Handshake, LinkedIn, find those postings, but don't be afraid to reach out to sites and companies that interest you.
For more information on internships and how to start applying, visit the Resource Center at Career Services located at 145 Murano Campus Center.
The performing artist for Oswego's annual Ozfest will be announced just minutes from now.
Oswego Now reporter Zach Newsey is live inside SUNY Oswego's Murano Campus Center, where members of the campus programming board are about to make the big reveal. Zach, what's going on over there?
I'm here in Hearth Lounge in MCC, where myself and many people are eagerly waiting to hear the headliner for this year's Ozfest 2023. I'm here with Ricky Stratton, one of the coordinators for the event. Ricky, do you mind telling me, where's this Ozfest going to be held? Because my freshman year was held outside of Waterbury, last year was held in the arena, so where's this year's going to be held?
Oh, so thank you, Zach. This year's is going to be held in Deborah Stanley's Convocation Arena. It's literally going to be, they're going to change it again from graduation, obviously, to look at like, a concert. So that's basically where it's going to be, right in here.
Nice, nice. And do you mind telling me, so last year the attendance was a little low for Ozfest. Has your team done anything marketing or advertising wise to maybe hype it up a little bit more?
So essentially, all of that started from our surveys. We wanted to make it a little bit more involved for you guys. We literally sent out these surveys. I don't know if you remember that. From there, obviously the pressure built because when it came down to it, the list kept changing. But now we're also hoping that the artists themselves is really the thing that brings people in. But we're going to be doing a lot of things differently marketing-wise. Expect to see us a lot more on social media and in person.
That's great. That sounds amazing. And last question I have for you, I need to know, is my girl Ice Spice, is there any possibility she's going to be pulling up for Ozfest this year?
Honestly, you guys are going to just have to wait for the reveal and see. We're hoping to see her myself.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you guys are eager, just like myself and everyone here, you could come down at 5 o'clock. They're going to be announcing it. So definitely come out and do so if you're available. Back to you guys in the studio.
Zach, we will check back with Zach a little bit later, and as soon as we hear who's performing, we'll post it on our social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Oswego Now News. Still ahead, the country is waiting to know what charges will former President Trump face, the latest on his historic indictment.
But first, a messy mix of weather is heading our way. Meteorologist Evan Beatron is tracking the storm. He joins us next. You're watching Oswego Now.
Welcome back to Oswego Now. I'm your meteorologist, Evan Beecher, and here's the look outside Oswego as we do have some severe weather on the way that is currently producing tornadoes in the Midwest, along with a lot of severe winds, which will be giving us some power outages and some maybe structural damage. Looking at our radar, we do see those storms way down south. Those are currently producing the tornadoes, as I previously mentioned. These tornadoes are particularly dangerous too, which offer the NWS the opportunity to offer their first high storm watch, which hasn't been issued since 2021. And as we look at our satellite too, we can't see those clouds, which again are producing those storms in the Midwest. But near us, we do have some higher level clouds, mainly just snow, maybe a rain-snow mix as we had earlier today. And as we look for a severe weather potential on Saturday, we do have some heavy to moderate thunderstorms, which can produce wind gusts of up to 50 miles per hour. So make sure if you have anything outdoors to bring those indoors, as those will probably be blown away as we go out through the day. And then for some hazards, which would be uprooted trees, again, things being blown away, and some possible tornadoes downstate near New York City and most of New Jersey. And as you look at some powerful winds, we can see most of the Northeast is covered by this high wind watch, as we do see some local wind damage, power outages, and even some travel disruptions if you are heading out on your weekend commute, and some power outages across much of the Northeast, even part of the Midwest. We do have some regional power outages, as those winds will be giving those power grids bit of a scare today, or tomorrow, I'm sorry. And as you look at our evening planner, we can see at 6 o'clock, we do have some rain showers moving through our area, and at 8 p.m., we can see those rain showers still sticking around, but those temperatures will be dropping to about the mid-40s. Those temperatures will be staying around the mid-40s, though, as we can see those cooler winter temperatures move out of the area, as we do have some southerly winds, which will be providing more warm weather for us. And as we look at our 5-day forecast, we can see on Saturday, 58 degrees as our high. We can expect those temperatures to be just a bit warmer, though, as we have more southerly winds. Those thunderstorms also be heavy, though, so be sure to be cautious on the roadways or if you head outdoors at all over your weekend. But on Sunday, we can see those temperatures drop all the way down to 35 degrees. And with some light and variable winds, we can expect those temperatures to be even below freezing, which is almost a 30-degree difference, as we will see on Saturday. But on Monday and Tuesday, we can see those temperatures rise back up into the low 50s with a chance of showers. As we head through most of the week, we can see those temperatures stay around the mid-50s, even reaching the lower 60s on Wednesday. But we will see those showers returning to our area as we go through midweek into the weekend. That's all for me. Back to David for Beyond Oswego Now.
Thank you, Evan. Now, let's take a look at what's happening beyond Oswego Now. Donald Trump has been the first former president in the history of the United States to face criminal charges. Sources familiar with Trump's case and the pending arraignment says his indictment contains more than 30 counts related to business fraud.
That's right, and Trump will travel to New York City on Monday in advance of Tuesday's legal proceedings. Mike Valerio is in New York with preparations for Tuesday's surrender and the security plan that's in motion.
Will we be hearing from you today? Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg arriving to work Friday morning under heavy security. Law enforcement sources say Bragg's office will meet with the Secret Service and New York City Police on Friday.
The walkthrough today is to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Court officers, NYPD, and the Secret Service detail that protects Donald Trump still.
Trump denies any wrongdoing and took to Truth Social Friday, calling the case a witch hunt. Donald Trump's lawyer is preparing for a voluntary surrender and arraignment Tuesday.
We'll go in there and we'll proceed to see a judge at some point, plead not guilty, start talking about filing motions, which we will do immediately.
Some supporters gathered Friday outside of Trump's Mar-a-Lago, Florida home. That state's governor, Ron DeSantis, saying Thursday he won't assist authorities if it comes down to an extradition.
Well done, Governor DeSantis. This is a battleground issue for so many individuals.
This is nothing short of a political prosecution being affected by a Manhattan DA who literally campaigned on bringing charges against one particular American.
Everyone who is out there talking about this being a political case or a witch hunt are going to be sorry when they actually read the substance of what these prosecutors have developed in several criminal charges.
President Joe Biden steering clear of it all for now.
I'm not going to talk about something.
In New York, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Trump's lawyer, Joe Tacopina, told news outlets Friday that there is zero chance that his client will take a plea deal, should one be offered. The Manhattan DA's investigation centers on a $130,000 payment made by Trump's then personal attorney Michael Cohen to adult film star Stormy Daniels just days before the 2016 presidential election. It was meant to silence Daniels from going public about an alleged affair with Trump a decade earlier, an affair that Trump denies.
President Biden is in Mississippi today, where he announced help for people in areas devastated by last week's deadly tornadoes. Biden says the federal government will cover the full cost of the state's emergency response. That includes, for the next 30 days, all costs for opening shelters, paying overtime to responders, and the removal of debris. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is also opening disaster recovery centers in 4 counties across Mississippi. Last weekend's storms killed at least 26 people and knocked out power for tens of thousands of homes and businesses across Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee.
Mexico's government says they will compensate the families of the victims of a deadly fire at a migrant detention center. Mexico's President Andrés Manuel López Obrador reported authorized the compensation still. The specific details have not yet been decided. 39 people died and dozens more were injured after authorities say a group of migrants started a fire in their holding cell on Monday in protest.
Still ahead on Oswego Now, one of Oswego's favorite restaurants has just reopened. We'll take you there.
And up next, new hit movie Dungeons & Dragons is out now, and a little bit on its past when we return. You're watching Oswego Now.
Welcome back. Here's a look at what's happening for your weekend now.
For those who are interested in viewing the great design work of the Oswego Design Club members this weekend, the club is holding their second annual exhibition today.
Along with the free food, live music will be performed by Doran Allen Carr and Amber St. Joy, starting at 6:30, along with an award ceremony starting at 7.
There's all sorts of different mediums, anywhere from animation to iron cast sculptures, as well as ceramics and paintings. All sorts of work will be presented. There'll be live voting as well as live music. Anybody that comes is allowed to vote on their favorite artwork, and then an award at 7 p.m. will be presented to the people that won that vote.
For those who are interested in seeing the work from the Oswego Design Club, their exhibition will be open for the next 2 weeks in the Corner Art Gallery in Tyler Hall.
This weekend brings A Band of Thieves into theaters and A Teenage Doctor back to streaming. David Daniel has details on both in today's Hollywood Minute.
We're gonna pull this off. We're gonna need a team.
As you do with any D&D campaign. Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves cast member Regé-Jean Page says making the film was very much like playing the game.
I think the spirit of the game, Dungeons & Dragons, is about bringing people together and seeing how much you can one-up your creativity. You think of the wildest, most heroic, most stupid thing that you could possibly do in this world, and then your friend doubles up and tops that. And if your friend sitting next to you happens to be Chris Pine, then you're really in good hands.
Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves rolls into theaters this weekend.
For those who are interested in the theatrical adaptation of the popular role-playing game, this theatrical Dungeons & Dragons campaign is out to watch this weekend in theaters. Still ahead on Oswego Now, a popular Oswego restaurant reopens for its 77th year.
And our sports anchor Stephanie Genesi joins us in the studio. Stephanie, what is going on in the sports world?
The Oswego women's lacrosse team had a big win this Wednesday, and it is a big weekend for baseball. More after the break. Oswego's women's lacrosse team had a big win this Wednesday against the Fredonia Blue Devils. Welcome to Oswego Now Sports. I'm Stephanie Genesi. The Oswego women's lacrosse team won 19-2. The number 12 Shay McConnell and the number 2 Isabella Limbo were the stars of the game. McConnell scored 6 goals and Limbo had 5 goals and 5 assists. The Lakers are now on a 4-game winning streak and average over 15 goals per game. The Lakers' next game will be at SUNY Geneseo April 4th at 4 p.m. Going down to Syracuse now, Syracuse Forward Chris Bell will be returning to the Orange for the sophomore season. Bell made the announcement on his social media pages. He made this decision after talking to the head and assistant coaches. Bell says that he believes in the vision and trusts the plan that the coaches have for him. Chris Bell played for Syracuse his freshman year and averaged 6.6 points per game and made more three-pointers than any other Syracuse player other than senior guard Joe Girard. Opening day for the MLB was Thursday, and the New York Yankees had a good start to the season, with Aaron Judge playing his first game as captain of the team and starting the game with a home run in the first inning off of Logan Webb, leading the Yankees to a 5-0 opening day victory over the San Francisco Giants.
All right, thank you, Stephanie. Now for some good news. The return of warmer weather also brings the return of a favorite Oswego restaurant. Rudy's Lakeside Drive-In opened for its 77th season earlier this week.
Rudy's is known for its menu of summer favorites, including fresh seafood and sandwiches. And even in this afternoon's rainy weather, the Rudy's still had plenty of customers eating in their cars instead of outdoor picnic benches. The restaurant's springtime hours are Wednesday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
And as we're approaching the selection of the artist for the Ozfest, we're going back to Zach Newsey for the latest. Anything new, Zach?
We're still waiting here to hear who the headliner is going to be for Ozfest 2023. We are going to be off air by the time they announce it, but stay tuned on Oswego Now News on our Instagram page, and we will make sure to keep you updated through there.
That's all we have for Oswego Now. Thanks for joining us.
Tune in next Friday at 4:30. Have a great night.